Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Michael for Spirit Comics. Welcome to my review of Jean Grey #1. Now, some of the time displaced X-Men got their own series. Jean Grey and Iceman. Now, Cyclops, Beast, and the Angel have not. But personally, I don't think they need their own series. I personally think it was a mistake to give Iceman his own series. But Jean Grey, there's a lot you can do with that character. And they just begin to touch the surface in issue 1, which I think, well, it had. I think there's a little flaws, some flaws, but overall, it's a good read. Now the cover alone, that is just awesome because you see Jean Grey running, and who's right behind her? The Phoenix Force. Yes, the Phoenix Force, ready to claim her. And that art is just awesome. It's right there, bright in your face. So let's get into the story. Now, it says here in the opening, ripped from the past along with the 4 other original students of Charles Xavier, Jean Grey and her fellow X-Men struggle to find their place in the present while using their mutant abilities for good. And so we find Jean Grey in Kyoto, Japan. And here she is just trying to get some peace and quiet or whatever. And she's thinking about the other Jean Grey, the future version of herself that has already died. And she just keeps saying, yeah, no, she's not that Jean Grey. No Phoenix Force. She never got possessed by anything. She never tried to destroy anybody or her friends. And the art here is such that you can tell this is a genuine flashback panel, because the color is not as bold as present day colors, like right there at the top. And I don't know why she's thinking about all this, but she says, yeah, this means I didn't die in the love of my life's stupid arms, which she doesn't even have that type of relationship with Cyclops at this moment. And a genocidal madman corpse all decked out in her burgundy bad guy clothes. And she's telling herself that she is none of these people. And she says pretty okay with not being that, and also, not her either. Apparently there was a time when Jean Grey caught Emma Frost messing around with Cyclops in bed. And she just says this is a nightmare, or a series of nightmares, which wakes her up a couple times of a week. And she admits that the shadow of the Jean Grey, the adult one, will probably always haunt her, but she's okay with it. She's okay with it, and she realizes that perhaps she can learn from the mistakes of the old Jean Grey, the adult one. And she says this is still Jean Grey, mostly the kid, her, because right now she's roughly 16 years old, and the kid who's still feeling stuff out, trying to find her way in the world. And she's refers to her fellow X-Men, how they're all of them are trapped here in the future. But they had to put this in here. I love these guys to death, but they're still guys. Imagine sharing an apartment with 4 filthy weirdo brothers. Now give them superpowers and time displacement, emotional trauma. So yeah, that's why Pickles and I are having ramen brunch in Kyoto, Japan. Now while they're having brunch in Kyoto, Japan, something happens to disrupt her enjoyment of the gorgeous view. Some hijackers appear. If this thing bounces me on my head one more time, one of you get up here and stop this thing, the dude says. We're coming. And she sort of resigns herself to the fact that she's going to have to do some superheroing. A solid hour of peace and quiet anyway. Stop, she says. Now she is just trying to do the right thing. You know, trying to use her powers for good. So she's thinking, okay, so these guys are the wrecking crew. Looks like they were wrecking an armored truck robbery here in Kyoto because the universe hates me. And she thinks everything hates her. Because this Jean Grey, the young one right here, the 16-year-old, is kind of self-centered, really. Let's pull a job someplace exotic, he says. No, Soup's in Japan, he says. It'll be great. Hey man, I'll take this chick over Spider-Man and 24 Avengers any day of the week. Will you two please shut up and focus? I'd like to make it out of here with our haul, if at all possible. And then she psychically lifts that guy into the air to get him off balance. She's thinking, problem with these guys is that they're super strong and super invulnerable. If you're new to supervillain threat assessment, that means really tough KO. I called home, the Blackbird is in the air, my team is en route. All I have to do is stall a few minutes. Yeah, all. That's just all. Which, one record man, I could stall like a boss. 2, sure, why not? You know, she does have an air of confidence about her. 3, though, yeah, I don't multitask all that well. Finally, a woman who doesn't multitask well. And collateral property damage gives me the guilt sweats. Okay, this is where she finds out that not everybody likes her help. This friggin' clown shoes, she says, and everybody, and I swear, this day for Jean Grey is like the worst. Everything that could go wrong did. She says, I will totally come and pay for whatever damages after I just have to deal with, I am through getting chumped by one teenage girl. Whoa! So he throws the vehicle at her, trying to smack her down. She says, no you don't! And uses her psionic blast to kick it back to him. She's like, oh god, what'd I do? Hey, run, get out of the way. And she's telling that to this little girl, who's about, maybe 12 or 13. And so this little girl runs, so she can escape being, smashed by an out-of-control truck. Holy crap, I'm coming. Please be okay. See there, Thunderball, problem solved. Soups are so predictable that they'll go after the person in need rather than the villain. You're gonna stand there and pretend you did that on purpose? God, I hate the both of you. Can we just grab our haul and bounce before Girly comes back out? Girly? No. That really ticks her off. Absolutely not. It's a way us guys sometimes refer to you females. Okay? Personally, I don't do it, but I know some guys do. Should have seen that coming, he says. But some people today are just so darn sensitive, one little word can set them off, as happened here. She's thinking this is exactly what I'm talking about. Trying to juggle too much. Which is true. If you juggle too much, then you're going to get yourself in trouble because not everybody can multitask. 3 evil, invincible construction workers. Telekinesis and telepathy at the same time. Lose track of one thing and it all falls down. Go reactive like some green newbie. Doing nothing but saving my own stupid butt. And I might have... please tell me I didn't hurt this girl. So she uses her psychic powers to find the girl. Stop. Just look for her. Just find her. She's like, oh, thank God. She's still alive and safe. But if there was ever a klutz, this Jean Grey is it. She says, okay, hey, it's gonna be fine. My name's Jean, and I'm here to help you. I know that was a scary scene out there, but I'm the good guy. Trust me. And this girl does not look like she's ready to trust anyone, okay? She is scared. She is terrified. She does not want anybody to touch her right now. She does not want to talk to anybody. So, Miss Entitlement here says to the scared little Japanese girl, only superheroes and Green Bay Packers wear green and yellow. Like, this little girl knows who the Green Bay Packers are? Seriously? And then she says, oh, right, Japanese. Yeah, I don't speak that. Okay. So now she's thinking, what can I do to get through to her? Okay, then, let's try something non-verbal. See? Mine are happy thoughts. This is a safe place. Making her out to be some type of angel. Like, look at the wings in Halo. Rainbows, sunsets, unicorns, and puppy dogs. Nothing can hurt you. Except that image. If anybody projected that image into my head, I would run for the hills. Because that is scary enough. And apparently, this little Japanese girl thinks the same. What? So Jean thinks, it would seem unicorns and rainbows are horrifying when projected directly into your brain. So, what does Jean do? You know, instead of just picking the girl up and helping her out of the building, she does something even worse. She thinks, which makes a lot of sense when you spell it out. So when you spell it all the way out. Maybe go the other way? Lean into the horror show. So she projects some sort of horrific scene into this young girl's brain. And that scares the crap out of her. Ah! And she thinks, abject terror for the win. Whatever works, right? Whatever works? No! You're supposed to get to the person and help them without harming them. That girl could possibly be in therapy for years. Then she hears this voice. Yeah, nice swerve. What? Who? She says. And something falls, almost hitting her. So now, she has 2 problems. She scared this girl half to death. Wah! Hey, well, I guess the fight's over, huh? Call of a meat wagon. That's ice cold, Ricker. Soup was just a kid. Yeah, an idiot kid messing with us was dumb enough. But you go running off into a collapsing building that's begging to get yourself buried. What do you want from me, Thunderball? Them's the breaks. And then another smashed up car goes flying. Exactly. So wipe those big boy tears and let's finish the job. Keep barking like that, pile driver, and they'll have to come wipe you off the side of the... Whoa! Cursh! Uh-oh. And then Miss Entitlement, who has no reason to get upset at all. That's right! Girlie survived! Yeah, she's holding a big chip on her shoulder because they called her Girlie. And now she's ticked off! Oh, hell, he says. I mean, literally, this version of Jean Grey acts like she's entitled to everything. In the beginning of her book. And I mean not issue 1, but the series. And she says, "You reckless idiots could have killed that girl." And this one, starting to wise up because he's getting a little bit scared, says underneath his breath, "I mean, technically you were the one. So you could..." Trying to point something out to her, but of course she doesn't pay attention. "So you could have the stupid stolen money. A whole lot of money." Arrgh. "Oof, just brutal. You're a beast when you're pissed off," the voice says. "What?" "Nothing. Give him hell, Jay." And so that's what she does after she gets her head back in the game. Who is talking to me right now? Who keeps... And that dude, I can't keep up with their names. To hell with this man. I'll take my cash and go. Hey! Crap, she says. You're psychic, you idiot. You hear rando voices all the time. Ignore it. Head in the game. And so she walks into this place to find the guy who just ran off. The guy who just ran off, you know, the one in the red mask. She says, "Listen, Hacksaw, or whatever your name is, we've got a couple options for how I find you in here. I could TK slide all these cars out of the way, and I hope you're not hiding between any of them. I could telepath into your nugget, see what you're seeing, and go there. Or I could just... Yeah, you could slide them all out of the way and then possibly hit somebody on the street." "Toss you the world's nastiest migraine and listen for the... Get out of my head!" No. Pay attention, goofball. You can't hide from me. So once she has the upper hand, then she can be confident. I believe that's the way she's thinking. I can see into your mind. Nice, Jean. Confidence looks good on you. You know what? I've just about... She's getting mad. About... She looks over. Enough? Then she starts to get scared. Terrified. No. Da-da-da-da! Jean Grey is Jean Grey is Jean Grey. And yet somehow you think you can sidestep. You think you can escape. Trust me when I tell you, you cannot. No! It's the Phoenix Force, ladies and gentlemen. And in a glorious page, too. The art is beautiful. I mean, it's just wonderful. Look at that. So then, you know, the random bad guy here says, who in the hell is she talking to? Because to everybody else, it looks like she's talking to herself. No way, I'm not her. And he's like, well, whatever, gift horse. To hell with the mouth. And, I mean, that's totally breaking up a common phrase. It's don't look a gift horse in the mouth. To hell with the mouth? What does that even mean? I'm like totally confused here. Can't you even quote a common phrase? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Anyway, she's yelling back at the Phoenix Force. I'm not her. I'm not that Jean Grey. This cannot be happening. And then he makes her shut up. Giddy up, girly. Thwack! Right across her head. Which knocks her out cold. Because, a while later, she's aboard the Blackbird. At least I believe. Oh, I think she's waking up. Hey, girl, Iceman says. How do you feel? Are you lightheaded at all? Dizzy? Don't sit up, Cyclops says. You might still be concussed. Is that even an actual word? Concussed? Iceman says, just relax, Scott. She's not concussed. She's clearly okay. Just like I told you she'd be. That's Warren Worthington, the angel. Took a little bonk to the head is all. Happens to the best of us. That's Hank McCoy, the Beast. Sorry to say the wrecking crew got away while you were out, Jeannie. But we'll nab 'em next time. Will everybody please shut up? Jane, talk to me. Scott, behaving like the ever-caring good friend he is. Are you okay? What's going on? Because he can sense something is going on. Because he can see the frightened look on her face. And then she remembers the Phoenix Force. Ah! And this is what she sees in her mind. Ah! It's like the Phoenix Force intends to swallow her up because she's following directly into its mouth. And she says, the Phoenix is coming. Terrified to death is what she is right now. Next, definitely not okay. So that was my review of Jean Grey #1. The art was excellent in certain places. It was so-so in other places. The dialogue was cheesy. Okay? But it was like good cheese. But then it was cringy in other places. So it was like, the different themes all throughout this book. But overall, it was a good book because it got me interested enough to buy issue 2. So, ladies and gents, thank you for tuning in to my review of Jean Grey #1. I'm Michael for Spirit Comics. Please do subscribe to my channel and smash that bell like She-Hulk so you get notified of all new uploads. And also, please like this video and share it with others, or like and share any of the videos on my channel that you happen to enjoy. Till next time, true believers.